everybody. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. Sorry I look so boring. I had, it had been my original intention to really kind of go all out in terms of, getting done up, looking fancy. I've been doing this for a year, roughly. But the day just has not really cooperated. I've been on the edges of a migraine for a couple hours. And unfortunately, I woke up kind of in the same situation. And I'm not, and the meds that I take to stave off my migraines, I'm not supposed to take more than once in a 24-hour period. So I'm just kind of hoping this will subside on its own. It hasn't gotten much worse, but it is kind of hanging on. So it. This might be a annoyingly low energy stream for me, given that my initial intention was to have this be a celebration. And I was intending to drink fairly unfettered. I'm not going to do that. I am legitimately just drinking water this time. No joke, no obfuscation. This is just water. My thoughts on Yelena from Black Widow. Well, my review for Black Widow is up. If you go to the break room of Geeks, and you can see them there. Short version, I thought she was one of the highlights of the movie. Yes, yeah, Molly, I'll avoid spoilers, but I think just, saying the name of a character who was in all the trailers and saying that I liked her, I think that's safe. We'll see. Sorry about the migraine. Yeah, thanks, Meg. Oh, hey, Meg. Good to see you. Glad you stopped in. Again, sorry I'm probably not going to be as entertaining as I would like to be. Why do you say McCavity in a high-pitched voice? I don't know. It's just what feels right. I'm drinking just water as well. Sure you are, Gozer. I'm surprised there's not a Council of Geeks Discord. There is, but it's a Patreon exclusive perk. So supporters of my Patreon have access to the Discord. It is not publicly accessible. So it does exist. It's just, I am far from a control freak, but I need a little bit too much control in my life to make it an open source, anybody can join situation. You have a migraine, gets out herbal solution as funk plays. Play that funky music, white boy. I feel you. I had a meltdown earlier due to work overload, so I'm kind of out of it myself. Seems to be a bit of a mood in the chat. Well, I don't drink, so it's either milk, coffee, or juice for me. Hey, whatever does the trick. My copy of Dreams of Fire arrived Saturday, and I really love it. Aw! One question. How do you properly pronounce... Okay. So, first of all, I'm going to correct your spelling, because you have it as P-E-O-N-A. It's P-O-E-N-A, and it's pronounced Poena. So, that is how her name is pronounced. I don't drink water. I get drunk on the energy that spite produces. And red wine. Red wine's good for you. Yes, so's chocolate. You hyped for Loki episode 6? I'm nervous about Loki episode 6 because this show has been designed in a way that almost the entire thing is going to hinge on the finale and sticking the landing. And that will always make me nervous, because I like to go the extreme. I hate when things kind of set themselves up to be a Game of Thrones situation where everything's building to the ending and then the ending sucks and you can't even really go back and enjoy the older stuff, because even when it was good, it was still building towards the thing that didn't work. So I am always going to be nervous going into a finale that has this much hinging on it. Feeling like death all day? Oh, I'm sorry, Meg. It really does seem to be a bit of a mood. Oops, I dyslexia and apologize. You do not have to apologize for that. I mean, it's an unusual name. I'm not necessarily expecting people to remember how to spell it offhand. That was the week that was, and we're not yet midweek. Yeah. Like, time is so weird right now because, it seems like time is crawling so much, yet I look at the calendar and go, how is this year more than half over? I don't understand. Do you know if there are any YouTubers who talk about adaptations like Dalek to Jubilee, Human Nature from the novel to the TV episode? I'm not sure if anyone's done a dive into those. I feel like somebody must have. But off the top of my head, I'm not sure. There will apparently be a second season of Loki. Is that confirmed? Because somebody mentioned that in a comment a couple weeks ago, and I was like, is that, because I remember them talking about how it was designed in a way that there could be a second season. I don't remember that ever getting announced. New type JB Lee. So this is your reminder, folks. Super Chats is a guarantee that I will read your comment. I try and follow the chat otherwise, but I make no promises. Super Chat will guarantee that I will read your comment. And also, you get a heart for my appreciation. Referring to your complex villain vid, do you think Nolan might be more conservative than we realize? Because Dark Knight Rises feels kind of reactionary. I am not going to engage with that question. Not that I think it's that you're wrong to ask it. Or that there's a problem necessarily with trying to parse that. It's just for me and the way that I engage with media, I try very hard not to try and psychoanalyze the mentality and motives of creators, especially ones who don't really talk about that. You know, when Nolan talks about his movies, he tends to focus on the logistics, on the filmmaking process. But he doesn't talk a great deal about the underlying motivations or his own artistic drives, even in terms of the kinds of story he likes to tell. Now, that's not to say you can't, observe patterns in them, because one of the first things I noticed basically, and there's a couple of his movies I still haven't seen, but every Nolan movie I've ever seen ultimately was about obsession in some way. So he definitely has things he comes back to, but if you're asking me to parse his political stances, I'm not comfortable doing that. Now, do I think that the Batman films that he directed overall have a largely more conservative leaning philosophy for their main character, at the very least, if not the film as a whole? Yes, I will say that. But I for one, am not going to make the leap that assumes that means that these are also the feelings and beliefs of Christopher Nolan himself. I'm not comfortable going there. But there's certainly underlying things within those movies specifically. But I don't feel comfortable saying that they are indicative of the man's personal beliefs. Did I see the trailer for Turning Red? Not only did I see the trailer for Turning Red, this is Pixar's next film. I sent a tweet out about this. The trailer was cute. It was fine. Honestly, Pixar trailers almost never impress me. But I got stupidly excited hearing, and I identified it immediately, hearing the Backstreet Boys song Larger Than Life, because it's the best Backstreet Boys song. No, that is not up for debate. No, I will not be taking questions on that at this time. It is a simple statement of fact. And I really did dig hearing that. That got me stupid pumped. Like, I haven't heard that song for probably a decade. And that's a great song. Legit. Geek Filter, thank you. You, my friend, get a heart. Congratulations on your 1-year YouTube anniversary. Here's to many more. Well, like, to be clear, I've been on this platform for a heck of a lot longer than a year. But I have been able to call this my job for a year, which is nuts. Tracy, thank you so much. Have a heart. Have a couple of beats out of it. That feels like a weird motion to do. That feels vaguely obscene. I'm not going to do that again. Congrats on a year. Here's to many more. No need to read the comment. Well, too bad. I did it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Congrats on the 1 year. I'm proud and happy for you, Vera. Thank you, Brandon. Larger than life size queen. Damn right, Meg. You better believe it. I hate Brian Luttrell. I don't know who that is. Or if I know who that is, I don't know that I know who that is. Geek Filter. Thank you again. 1 year professional anniversary. Yes, that would be, well, no. I don't keep correcting you so that you'll do new super chats. I swear. That's technically not true either, because professional simply means you are being paid. It doesn't have to be your primary or sole source of income for you to be a professional. So I've been a professional for a while too. I just had to be a professional who was also holding down a day job. See, pedantic distinctions on my part. Larger Than Life is their best song. Everybody is their best music video. Like, maybe I didn't watch a lot of music videos, so I only kind of vaguely remember each of those videos. But you know what? I'll roll with that. Sure, why not? I won't dispute it. We'll go with that. I will clarify with a little extra money in your pocket. Thank you, Geek Filter. And then I got pedantic on you anyways. I cannot stop myself. It's like The Mask. Somebody stop me. One of the members of the Backstreet Boys. Oh, okay. So I couldn't remember who the hell the actual members are. I don't think I ever really cared. Let's see. I just saw my hometown is featured in Black Widow, which, while being cool, I hate my hometown and hate it getting more publicity. Yeah, I can see where that would be slightly conflicting. Oh, hey, Steven. I didn't see you pop in. Hello. I'm grateful you've been YouTubing for as long as you have. You've always got some good things to say. Aw, thank you very much. Geek Filter. Thank you again. This is all you get. Fair. Fair. I feel like I was kind of milking the situation. Then again, like I'm not making you. Like you have agency. These are your choices, of which I'm very appreciative. You should chuckle more often in your videos. I see. The thing is, like especially the videos on here, I script mostly these days, and like I can't script a chuckle. It just doesn't feel right. It's something that just has to happen, which is why it happens more often on stream than, you know, in the scripted stuff. I still hate Scarlett Johansson for her response to being cast as a transgender man. Yeah. Like here's the thing. I've reached a point where I am trying not to hold a grudge about that. It is still my number one example for how to point to on how to not handle criticism of your choice of roles from oppressed minority groups. And it will probably always be my go-to example of that. But barring something else happening with her, barring a fresher example, I'm prepared to not hold a grudge. But I'll still point out how freaking stupid that was. 5 of the actors from Lovecraft Country have gotten Emmy nominations. Sadly, the character you strongly disliked was one of them. Figures. Interesting that it got that many nominations, considering that the announcement that it wouldn't get a second season recently came down. So that was interesting. Would you rather be tied to it? Would you rather be tied to a chair and gagged? And like, I feel like I don't want to finish that sentence. I kind of want to just leave it there. And be forced to watch all 12 seasons of The Big Bang Theory or all 6 seasons of Glee. Well, Glee's shorter, so I'll be brain dead either way, but it'll eat up less of my time. What the Frell is making me laugh so much. The meltdown episode had me in stitches. What the Frell has like, I knew it was going to be fun just to revisit Farscape. It's turned into a lot of fun just bouncing off of Jesse. That's always a lot of fun. And like the tangents we've started going on have really taken on a life of their own at this point. Kara, thank you. You get a heart, Kara Watson. Just wanted to mark your anniversary. I'm coming up on a year at the Zoom writing group. Well, congratulations. One of the actresses from Post became one of the first trans leads to be nominated for an Emmy. I swear to God, this is actually just water. Yeah, I saw that headline, Renee. I don't Pose, yeah. I don't watch Pose, so I don't really have an opinion beyond it's nice to see that happen. But other than just the abstract, that's kind of all I've got. What are your thoughts on the What If trailer? I'm intrigued to see the stories pan out. I hate the animation style. I'm hoping that doesn't ding my enjoyment too much, but I really do hate that animation. It looks like Jet Set Radio, and I hate it for animation. Like, I'll accept that for video games, but I hate that look. And I know why it's there. It's this cheap middle ground between 2D and 3D animation, which doing either one of those at a high level is expensive and time consuming. And doing this sort of middle ground thing that they're doing is cheaper and faster, but I still hate it. I still really hate it. I'm still going to watch because I'm intrigued enough by the stories they're going to tell, but I really hate the way it looks. Scarlett Johansson has become like Mickey Rourke to me. I know they have amazing talent, but certain personal choices they make it harder to watch their films, even if it is incredible. I feel like that's fair. I'll be branded either way, but it'll eat up less of my time. Now that's a tombstone engraving, if I ever heard one. Speaking of new type, JB Lee. Heart, again, thank you. Thank you. Speaking of Batman, how do you feel about the concept of the Bat family? Is it beneficial for the character? Can the concept work in live action film? Yes, the Bat family is beneficial to the character. Actually, the Bat family is core to working with the character long term because, let's be completely honest, truly loner characters get boring real quick. And the way you keep a character interesting is through their dynamics and their characterization and their interactions with other people. And I think that Batman at his best in the comics and in things like the Batman animated series have done a good job of giving him the sort of projection and the demeanor of a loner while still allowing him to have these connections and have these connections be meaningful. So I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with the Bat family. Can the concept ever work in live action? Maybe. Like, I get that a big part of why they steer away from it is just Batman and Robin. Just that movie, which was unfortunately the live action movie that leaned the hardest into the idea of the Bat family. The Sundown episode is up for writing Emmy. Okay, now that's fair, Rowan. When it comes to Lovecraft Country, that first episode is absolutely phenomenal. Anyway, getting back to the rant I was on. So I do get part of the inherent hesitation, just given the track record of films that have featured, Robin and or Batgirl. So I get the hesitation on that level. Beyond that, if I donate $50, will I also receive a pulsating heart asking for a friend? If you request it. But okay, sorry, I keep getting distracted by the chat. So the thing is, it would be difficult to make it work in live action just because of how both closed off and complete films need to be and feel. The nature of the Bat family and the way that it works when it does works much better in a more serialized storytelling medium like comic books, like an animated TV show. So it wouldn't be impossible to get it to work in live action, but I think it would be difficult. And you would have to design your Batman initially with the idea of he's going to have some connections. He's not just going to push everybody away. I think, honestly, my first thought was you introduce Batman alone, then bring in the Bat family later. I actually think that'll just give people the Batman and Robin vibe again. So I actually think what would be better is for us to just open a Batman franchise, a new Batman film franchise with the Bat family already there. Now, what iteration of the Bat family would work best in live action? Probably, I would say, honestly, probably have Nightwing, have him a former Robin, now working on his own. Batgirl, sure. If you're going to have a Robin, have it be Tim Drake. And maybe skip Robin and have it be a bit more of these are slightly more peripheral connections. And like you could start there and like you could through interactions just show how these connections do matter to him. And even though he sort of let them drift away from him a bit. And so you could then introduce a Robin in a follow-up film and have it make sense because you could have established the importance of that relationship prior to that. Now, hold on. I'm getting texted. Give me a second. Sorry, I have my kiddo texting me. She's currently going through extreme frustration around the Owl House season 2 because we have Disney Plus. Now, Disney Plus is going to be doing an interesting thing. They're going to drop the first 5 episodes of the show, which is currently airing weekly on the Disney Channel, onto the app, I think the 21st, which is nice. I kind of like the idea of them dropping chunks as opposed to us having to wait until the entire season's done. But that having been said, the poor kiddo, just because, like, while waiting for the second season to start, she had watched, Owl House videos on YouTube. Just looking at her recommendations, she keeps seeing things about the new season and getting spoilers in the thumbnails. I feel really bad for her. I've got a couple of super chats I got to get to. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sait Davido. Thank you very much for the super chat. I'm sure I butchered your name, but thank you so much. Congratulations on your year. I love your videos. Thank you. Thank you so much. And also Aaron O. Thank you very, very much. Happy anniversary of no longer working in a soul-crushing job. Amen. Holy crap. How's the weather in Vermont? Sunny in Seattle today. Weather, it's been humid lately, which is part of what sets off my migraines, unfortunately. But temperature-wise, it's been all right. Today was a little nicer. It was kind of in the 70s. It was overcast, though, and threatening to rain. So hence we get, the humidity thing. Pronounced Kate. All right. Kate DeVito. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me. I sympathize deeply with your kid's Owl House grief. Yeah. It really does kind of suck for people who have cut the cord, when it comes to these things. She sounds like a great kid. I like to think so. I'm incredibly biased, though. So, It's not hella hot here, so that's nice. Oh, that's good, because I know you were stuck in the heat dome for a bit there. Sorry, I had a bit of a hanging cuticle. Off topic here, but does anyone here know what the max size is for custom emojis on YouTube? I make emojis, so I'm wondering if the max size is 480 by 480. I think the guideline size is 300 by 300. I'd have to double check, but that's what I think it is. They're making a Cruella 2. What are your thoughts? Still haven't seen the first one, so I have none. I can't really have an opinion on a sequel to a movie I haven't seen. Now that's an image, pirates. It's like Satan's moist crevices here in Maryland. Whoo. Hey V, pretty sure the weather's triggering your migraine. I'm sure it is. That's usually what triggers them. Every now and then they happen for no reason. But more often than not, it's weather related. Well, if she's anything like you, your kid is probably amazing. I think that comment deserves a nod, don't you? Thank you, Ben. My kid, I love the heck out of my kid. And she's a pain in my butt, but that's her job. So, she does it well and approaches it with aplomb. Have you ever kissed a cat before? Yes, but not frequently. I am mildly allergic to cats. 8 nominations in each Emmy category is a bit much. More people to be disappointed. I guess. I don't really care about the Emmys. I never really have. They're trivia as far as I'm concerned. It's up there with the Golden Globes. Although I suppose they're slightly more respectable than the Golden Globes. And definitely better than the Grammys, at least. But Muppets Christmas Carol should be acceptable to view all year round. Who says it isn't? What fool said you cannot watch Muppet Christmas Carol any damn time of the year? Give me their name. Give me their name. I'll straighten this out. I don't know what that was. Have you ever sang a lullaby before? I'm a parent, so yeah. Bah, humbug. Ha, bum hug. Muppet Christmas Carol is accepted year round. Yes, thank you for backing me up on that, Meg. Do you like the Tony Awards? I pay even less attention to the Tony Awards than anything else. I have a vague awareness of when they happen, which is more than I can say about the Grammys at least, but that's only because I have friends who care about the Tonys. I don't. Not that it's like a case of like, say, the Golden Globes where it's like, oh, they're stupid and pointless and like they have no meaning. Like, I don't think that. I just don't follow Broadway. Like mocha lattes, they're okay. I'll straighten this out uncharacteristically. Yeah, it's straight is not my normal path. I did rewatch Muppet Treasure Island for the first time in years recently. Tim Curry is, of course, terrific, but the film isn't as good as it could have been. I have a soft spot for that movie because, first of all, I just like pirate movies, and second of all, I have a particularly soft spot for Treasure Island, the story, already. So, like, I'm not going to say you're wrong, but I have a lot of affection for that movie because it's two things that I love put in the same space. So even while I can be aware there are some things about it, and like let me be clear about one thing: the native tribe depiction and gags, those have aged very badly. But other than that, like, it's just fun. Shiver my timbers, shiver my soul. Yo ho heave ho. I did that first line without the proper breath in, so it really tapered off at the end. If I ever gave the impression that I can sing, I just slaughtered it right there. Can we all take a moment to name our Muppet personas? I'll go first. I'm obviously Miss Piggy. I have a strong suspicion that I might be Gonzo. Except I don't know if I'm weird enough, but I think I might be too weird to be anybody else. I'm pretty sure Liz is Camilla, though, which might be part of why I gravitate towards saying I'm Gonzo. But yeah, I really do love the Muppets. Muppets are great. Who's a character who I never got as a kid, but as an adult, I'm like, he's the funniest dang thing. Sam the Eagle. I never fully appreciated his jokes when I was young, but now it's like, oh, you are the best. Love it. Oh, you know who I might be? Not necessarily the same vibe, but in terms of just leaning into my own weirdness, I might be Uncle Deadly. That could work. Tim Curry has played all three of the famous fictional pirates, Silver, Hook, and the Pirate King from Penzance. Of course he has. Of course he has. I'm both Statler and Waldorf. Now that's an accomplishment. I don't know which Muppet I'd be. well, dig into the Muppets more and find out. Oh my God, I love Gonzo, and yes, you are weird enough. Aw, thank you, Meg. Thank you so much. That is good to know. Animal's one of my favorites. Animal's classic. Animal's good stuff. In control. What do you do, Animal? Eat drums! Ah! No. Beat drums. Sorry. But I'm more like Rolf. Oh, Rolf's a good call. He's so effortlessly cool. Probably Miss Piggy. I'm loving this conversation and the chat that's going on right now, by the way. Have you ever seen the music video of Sam singing Jungle Boogie? It's a trip. No, I have not. But now I want for nothing else. That's going to be the first thing I do when the stream's over. What's your story idea of a Doctor Who episode? I don't really have one. I've had vague Doctor Who pitches, but they probably would work better as either Big Finish audio or novels. I don't have an episode pitch in specific. When my partner gets off work, I'm showing them Bo Burnham's Inside. It'll be my third viewing. I hope they like it. I showed it to Liz. She liked it for about the first hour. Then she kind of felt it went up its own ass in the latter bit, which I can't really dispute. Like, it did in a way that worked for me because it was kind of a commentary on itself. But like, I can't say it wasn't a little bit pretentious. Do you know Davis, the YouTuber? I'm familiar with. He made a video ranking which Muppets he think he could beat in a fight. See, now I'm like, can I line up? You're probably Fozzie, Cara. That's a fair one. Can I line up what Muppet could I pick that would just take him down to me? Well, Sweetums. I just book Sweetums in the fight and he'd be done. Have you seen the video of the Muppet singing Bohemian Rhapsody? Oh yeah, classic. I love Beaker coming in on that. For me. Although with Beaker. So, if it never occurred to you, in the wonderful and varied world of burlesque, and within the subcategory of nerdlesque, that there is such a thing as Muppet-themed burlesque, my friends, there are such delights I wish to share with you. Sadly, I don't think there's video of this, but there was a duet number that two friends of mine, Jinjo Lolly and Alexa Luthor, would do together as Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker. I've seen that number a couple of times. It's amazing. I cannot hang on. I need to try and see if I can figure out the name of the song. So at the very least, like, you can look that up. But it's just absolutely ridiculous. Give me 1 second here. Is that the one? Hold on, I'm trying. No. Cannot remember. Anyways, there's this song that it just kind of bounces and somebody going me, and like they're obviously singing about themselves, but it is high pitched enough that they do it with Beaker, with the me, it's me describing it doesn't do it justice. It's amazing. I've submitted a Doctor Who story to Big Finish. It starts with the sentence, Death Wielder 7456 was crying again. I won't provide any more context. I love that as an opening sentence. In the 2011 Muppets movie, during both Picture in My Head and Rainbow Connection, I unironically cried. Rainbow Connection got me. Pictures in My Head didn't, but Rainbow Connection, yeah, I did. When you mentioned Alexa Luthor, my Alexa went, that command is not supported right now. I did feel bad for her when Alexa, Amazon's Alexa became a thing. I live my life trying to be as cool as Pepe the King Prawn. Muppet goals. Hashtag Muppet goals. Love it. I am not a shrimp. I am a king prawn. I have a shirt with the Swedish chef that says Vert de Furk. Oh. Laughing like that just made me lightheaded. That's just fun to say out loud. Am I the only one who harasses you on these streams? No, you're just the one who does it the most consistently. I feel bad for the tall, hairy Muppet who mostly chases after the car. That's Sweetums. Falls down manholes and gets dynamite dropped down on him. Yeah, I like Sweetums. He's a sweetheart. In traditional Kara cleans while watching streams, I'm about to do my nighttime routine. Oh, lovely. Will you ever do a burlesque number with one of the Hamilton songs? I doubt it. There's enough general... first of all, I'm not inspired to use any of them. That's the thing. I can't just pick a song and go, I'll make a number for that. It either strikes inspiration or not. But the other thing beyond that is there's enough of I don't want to have the conversation here, but there's enough of a conversation going around with white performers using songs written by, for, performed by, etc. people of color in burlesque that I'd kind of prefer not to dip my toe into that unless I can really make a case for what it is I'm doing. But I don't think I could in the case of Hamilton. And again, I don't want to have that conversation. Largely because I'm not sure I have a position worked out on it. But, it's a thing. It was when Animal finally got back behind the drums in Rainbow Connection that got my waterworks going. I think for me it was just when everybody joined in. Yeah, that's good stuff. The first 5 episodes of Owl House Season 2 are going to be on Disney Plus tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Thought it was the 21st. Did they move it up? I'll check that tomorrow. Did you watch the Muppet sitcom from a few years ago? Yes, and it was great. Screw everyone who said that it was bad, and screw ABC for canceling it. It was great. It was great from the beginning. It was still good after the retooling because fans were stupidly pedantic and nitpicky about the damn thing. It was great. I loved that show. It was so good. There are a few cancellations that I'm bitter about. I'm bitter about that one. Because that's one where, it became a punchline. People saying, oh, this new Muppet series, why does this exist? Because it's good. That's why it exists. Screw all ya. Thank you for the reminder, Carolyn. I shall check the Discord. Said in the voice that I tend to use when I bring up the discourse. So I should probably not do them the same way. Let's see, where am I? Oh, no, that's not where I want to be. Here we go. Congratulations on your first year as a full-time YouTuber. Love your content. And now I can say I finished reading your novel yesterday. Aw, great job. I enjoyed it very much and hope to see more of these characters in the future. Oh, that's really sweet. That was from Claret Spell. That was wonderful. Thank you. I was going to do the whole thing of mentioning that the Discord is a Patreon exclusive perk. Yeah. But that got mentioned already. Can you impersonate Mickey Mouse? Not very well. I mean, kinda, but just like in the generic way, I think most people can. It's not an impression that I'd brag about being able to do, because I don't think my Mickey Mouse is that good. Have you seen Muppets Now on Disney Plus? I haven't, for a slightly petty reason, which is that every time I bring it up on Disney Plus, they highlight the guest appearance of RuPaul, and I'm very RuPaul'd out. And I understand that it's only going to be one guest appearance, like in one thing, but like for some reason, just seeing that every time I hover over it, it's like, I don't wanna now. I should give it a try though. Favorite Looney Tunes character? I think I'm partial to Daffy, actually. I especially if you look at the full scope of him over the years, because he went from being a very Bugs style character who got away with stuff about as much as Bugs did, to later becoming the guy who doesn't get away with it, and karma smacks him down. Like, I feel like he's more malleable, and his ability to be a jerk, and not just like in the slightly cheeky way Bugs is, but like a real full-on jerk, but he isn't always. That's not all he ever is. I think just makes him more interesting. And I think they've done some of the more interesting stuff with him. Who was the best guest star on The Muppet Show? That. So, I am ill-equipped to answer that. Here's why. I really only went back and watched, I think, the first 2 seasons of The Muppet Show. So this is going back away. This was when I had Netflix not streaming, but getting the DVDs mailed. And at the time, this was before I had a kid, so like this is a while back, but the habit of getting through that was that I would get stoned and watch The Muppet Show. So my memories of that first season of The Muppet Show are scattered. And there's only a handful of guests whose appearances I remember from that first season. Like, there's Peter Ustinov, who wasn't great. I think there was Rita Moreno. She was pretty good. The one that has stuck out most in my mind, and I think the reason it stuck in my mind so much is because I was stoned and it just burned into my head, was Mum and Chance. Which, if you don't know who that is this weird, funky dance troupe. Because that first season, the Muppets weren't really anything yet, so they had to take whoever they could get. Oh, boy. Oh, my God, you used to get stoned. Please tell more. There's not much more to tell. I haven't in a very long time, and I have no desire to restart again. But yeah, that's a thing that used to happen on occasion. I know you've definitely had reservations about the new male companion for Doctor Who Series 11. Do addition to the TARDIS crew beneficial? I really think that current era Doctor Who especially would benefit immensely from better focus on the characters. I feel like the primary focus has been on story, and sadly, I mean that in a strictly narrative sense. And the characters and the characterizations have been not as defined as they should have been, or took much longer to become defined than they should have been, compounded by how many core characters there have been. And I was really excited by the idea that it was just going to be the Doctor and Yaz, and it would force the show to focus in and better define and explore them as characters, and adding another body just brings one more element that's going to inhibit their ability to do that. Is it possible that adding another character to the show could benefit their characters in terms of characterization or development? Maybe, but that would have to fly in the face of a lot of the writing up to this point. And the pattern recognition in me is not going to assume that that will happen. Oh, Mum and Chance were awesome. Peter Sellers in season 2 was also a perfect get. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if I actually got to season 2. I definitely did season 1 though. If there's ever a Sweeney Todd Broadway revival, you should play the title role. I would love to play Sweeney Todd. Like just in community theater, I would love to play Sweeney Todd. These are my friends. See how they glisten. I am planning. I want to do it this year. I want to do a dive into the movie version of Sweeney Todd for very specific reasons, and I'm kind of excited to do it. That's going to be later in the year, though. Okay, I'm still feeling sick, getting a bit worse, going to be an adult and rest. Glad I got to hang with fellow council members for a little bit. Miss you all. Thank you, Meg. Thank you for stopping in. And yeah, I'm going to be wrapping it up soon myself, because while my head has thankfully not gotten worse, it also hasn't really gotten better. So yeah, this is not going to go into overtime on this one. I do hope you feel better soon. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else really to bring up. We've got the Loki finale tomorrow. I'm gonna have to watch that and crank out that, and then figure out if I have an angle to tackle an overview video from the next week. I might not. I got to figure that out. On Saturday, there's actually going to be a video going, even though it was the title of this live stream, going in much more deeply on this, having been a year doing this full time. And there's other stuff going on this month that I'm pretty excited for. I've got one that was gonna have it be the weekend after this one coming. I might push it back. Just because I haven't shot it yet, and I've got more elaborate ideas for the shooting of that one. I gotta sort that out. But anyways, I can describe you 3 words: hot, sexy, and fine. Appreciated feels like an inefficient use of words, because some of those are practically synonyms. So I feel like you have given a very shallow description of me. Vary up the meaning of each word. Find some depth. I'm more than just a pretty face. Oh, but I am such a pretty face. As much as I love Alan Rickman, thank Jesus they cut Judge Turpin's song from the film version. Oh, yeah, I forget about that. Because I've never seen the full version on stage, but I saw a taped version that had Angela Lansbury as Mrs. Lovett. That was a trip. Yeah, I forget about that song. I thought Loki was going to be a miniseries. I mean, it was pitched as one, but they said early on that they were, that it was built in a way that there could be more. And yes, Carowin, Twitch in the morning, 10:30. Yes. I might push it to 11. I don't know. 10:30 or 11, check the schedule. It'll just be more Hearthstone again because I still don't have a new computer, so I'm not going to tempt fate by trying to play anything else. You're not the only one here with a pretty face. Oh yeah, I have lots of lovely people who show up regularly, and I appreciate it immensely. One of these days, I'm going to get my Doctor Who Sweeney Todd AU idea out of my head and actually write the damn fanfic. Do it. So yes, I am gonna wrap it up because it's like slight pulsing in the back here. I should put on a fan and lie down. You know, just it's the only fan I have. It's my only fan. I'll spend some time with that. I love teasing that idea. Have you seen Black Widow? I have. Hop on over to Break Room of Geeks. Review went up this morning. Anyways, so thank you everybody for tuning in, and thank you for the support. Obviously, to a certain extent, I mean that financially because this is now how I make my living, but just watching, just being here, just letting me know you want to hear my ridiculousness. It means a lot. It really does. So thank you. And please remember that you are beautiful, you are valid, and you are loved. You are the council. I only run the meetings. And until next time, this council is adjourned. McCavity!